friends, Amanda here. Welcome back to Handmade Now Hallmark. Today I've got this fun fall card featuring some really cute images from Lawn Fawn, as well as a nice big die set and some ink blending. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. I'm going to start out by getting my background ink blended first. I'm going to start out with a panel of Bristol Smooth cardstock cut to my desired size, and I'm going to go in with some picked raspberry distress ink and a stencil here. I've got the Micro Clouds stencil from MFT, and I really like the stencil a lot for doing clouds because I feel like you get more clouds and you get more kind of depth in your scene. So I'm going to start out with this ink color here and just kind of work my way down at my card panel, and I did speed this process up a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with some Kitsch Flamingo, Gonna go in with some Kitsch Flamingo and just continue that coloring all the way down. And I was really trying to go for like an autumn sky, and I didn't want to do like a dark color. I wanted it to stay kind of nice and light and fun. And these colors went really, really well together. I think I had seen somebody else do some colors similar to this. It may not be the exact same colors, but I felt like these pinks and oranges went really well together. And it kind of helped me decide on some colors for my leaves as well. Just, and again, a nice fun background. And then I also pulled in some yellow. I pulled in some squeezed lemonade to add to the bottom. Again, just to have a nice gradient down my card and just to add some interest. And I really love the way that this background turned out. Really fun. And just lots of depth and dimension, and these colors are so beautiful together. And then I'm going to take some water and I'm going to do some splattering just to add some texture and some fun to the background. This is a completely optional step. You don't have to do this, but I felt like it just added some fun to the background. I'm going to start with that picked raspberry at the top and splatter some of that going to use some of that spiced marmalade in the middle, and then finally end it with some of that yellow. Now the yellow doesn't show up as much as the others because it's so pale, but it's near the bottom of the card, and again, it's just to add some interest in the background. I could have done gold, which would have been really nice because it would have went really well with my greeting, but I didn't think about that until afterwards. Next, I'm going to go in and get all of my coloring done. I stamped some images from the You Autumn Know stamp set, and I'm going to put on some music for you to enjoy. All of the colors that I'm using are on the screen, and we'll catch up after we're done with the coloring.
I never understood a word they said. Kept running in the woods alone instead. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Try to keep it up and standing tall. Why don't you stay, stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Stay, please stay, 'cause my heart really needs a man. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Stay, stay here with me. I'm trying to make it up for my mistakes, but everywhere I turn some hearts will break. Something, someone will end up getting hurt again. But there's no need to play pretend. Why don't you stay, stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Stay, please stay, 'cause my heart really needs a man. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Stay, stay here with me. stay? Oh, stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Why don't you stay? Please stay, 'cause my heart really needs a mend. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Stay, stay here with me. Why don't you stay? Oh, stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Stay, please stay, 'cause my heart really needs a mend. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Stay, stay with me.
Now that all my coloring is finished, I wanted to go in and add some glitter and some white gel pen detail before I use the coordinating dies to cut these images out. I really love adding glitter and white gel pen details to my images, especially these kind of cute ones from like Lawn Fawn, Hello Bluebird, Clearly Besotted, any of those stamp companies that have really cute kind of cartoony images. Again, I added the Nuvo Aqua Shimmer glitter first, and then I went in with my white gel pen, and that's because the Aqua Shimmer pen can kind of dissolve the white gel pen if you use it afterwards. So I always like to put it on first and then go in with my details. Again, this is a completely optional step. If you don't want to use the gel pen details, you can definitely leave this step out and just move on with your card. I just like to add it because I think it's really cute. And I love these little mice. They're so adorable. And I love that you can like use them in lots of different sets because there are so many Lawn Fawn sets out there that have these little mice. And they've got some for Christmas, they've got some for fall, they've got some new ones coming out, which I'm really excited for the new release. And I can't wait to see all of the goodies they've got with that. I've already watched some of the videos, and I am definitely getting some of the fall sets, and I'm super excited to see what they have for Christmas this year. Next, I've got the large Happy Fall die, and I die cut it 3 times from some just scrap brown cardstock that I had, and I'm going to stack it up on top of each other to create some nice dimension, just using my Barely Arts liquid adhesive. I love these large greetings. They just make a really nice focal point on your card. So if you're not really into like scene building or doing anything along those lines, these large greetings make for a really awesome focal point, and then you can just add images around it in the background, do a really fun kind of background scene like I did here, just some clouds, or use an embossing folder or any other kind of stencils, and you can just build a scene around the image without having to without having to add like trees and grass and kind of do like this whole thing. It kind of sets itself up to create a really fun card. Once I had those all stacked up, I also cut out a piece of glitter gold cardstock here. This is a matte gold cardstock. I'm not 100% sure where it came from, but I'll definitely link to something similar in the description box below. I have so many scraps in my scrap bin that I just found this one in there, but you could use any gold cardstock. I think a nice shiny one would look nice, but I was kind of going for something a little more muted so that the colors would really stand out. I also wanted to use a greeting from the same You Autumn Know set, and it says floating by to say, and then ... and I wanted it to be like a happy fall. And I wanted to use this kind of wavy one, but I don't have any wavy banner dies, which is totally weird. I have like tons and tons of flag banner dies, but I don't have any like wavy ones. And after I stamped this, I realized I need to get some because I don't have any, and they're so fun. They add so much movement and just kind of helps set the scene, especially this one where they're all kind of like floating down in the sky. It kind of really adds to it. So because I didn't have that, I went ahead and just cut it out using my scissors. It was easy to do, you know, just follow the curve of the stamp and you're good to go. So again, I just took my scissors here and I did stamp that down using that same spiced marmalade color I used earlier, just because I had it there on my desk and it went well with the rest of the card. Again, just following the line of that stamp, and it was super easy to cut out. Get the other side cut out here. So I definitely need to get myself some banner dies, and I know Lawn Fawn's got some great options that they have for banner dies. This one would be perfect for that. So now that I have all of my elements ready to go, I can get my card assembled. So I just took my background panel and I'm going to adhere it to a top folding A2 sized card base with some 100 pound Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. I really felt like the craft went well with my color scheme and looked really nice, and craft is great for fall. I love using craft cardstock for my fall cards. I haven't done it a whole lot lately, but I am planning on using it a lot more. Gonna adhere that ink blended panel down to my card base here with using some of that Barely Art adhesive. Excuse me. We've had a few days here that have been like fall weather. We had a couple of days where they were in like the low 50s and it was so nice. But we're back up to like the 80s and it's muggy and uncomfortable. So I'm just hoping that our weather finally changes. We have our first football game coming up. My boy is in the marching band and he's really excited for that. So football season's here. So you know what that means? It means it's fall season and I'm super excited for that. I'm going to adhere that happy fall right in the middle of our card base here. And I'm just going to get my little mice and leaves arranged. I know I definitely wanted this little guy to sit on top of the leaf, this big leaf, and float like he's riding it down out of the tree. And then this other one, I wanted him to kind of be holding onto one and also floating down from a big tree. Going to use my reverse tweezers to kind of help hold him in place. I was at first going to put him at the bottom, but I wanted to use that other mouse who looks like he's like throwing leaves or, you know, having a good time down at the bottom, because he just fit better down there, and I wanted to add a whole bunch of leaves at the bottom. So I decided to put him kind of at the top, like he's just flying in, having a good old time. And then that little guy's at the bottom, and he's going to be like kind of throwing leaves and just having a great time in all of those wonderful fall colors. Once I was happy with all of my placement of everything, I'm going to go ahead and adhere it down. And I did leave one leaf out. I'm going to adhere it to the inside of my card, and I'm going to be using some 3M foam squares to adhere everything, as well as some of my liquid glue. Excuse me. Get that little mouse adhered to the top of our card here. And I just love these leaves. They're so pretty. I love that you can use them with this stamp set, but you could also use them on their own to, you know, kind of really set a scene, add it with some other fall images and die cuts. I think would be really fun. Just kind of maybe frame around this happy fall and make a really cool wreath. I think would be a fun idea for a card. Gonna add some foam squares to the back of this little mouse and get him floating down from the top. I was trying to find a way to add this other really large leaf, but it just wasn't working out, so I decided to use it on the inside of the card. I'm going to adhere my secondary greeting right above those mice, like it's coming down with them out of the tree, kind of add to that floating by to say happy fall. Get my little mouse adhere to the bottom here. I was going to pop him up, but I decided to adhere him nice and flat to the bottom. And I think he's super cute. And I did want to like kind of put a leaf in his hand so it didn't look like he was free falling out of the sky. I know it's a cartoon and it's a card and it doesn't really matter in real life, but I felt like he was free falling and he needed a leaf to hold on to. Get these other leaves adhered. Use some more foam tape to pop a few of them up. I just love these fall colors. They are so fun. I can't wait for our leaves to start changing. We have a few that are here and there, and every time I see one, I'm always pointing it out to like my boys and things and saying, look how pretty those leaves are. And they're like, Mom, it's not fall yet, but I'm super excited and ready for it. All right, get that last leaf adhered there. And again, I was still trying to figure out where to put that one, and I decided in the end to pop it on the inside of the card. I left the inside blank so you could use this for any type of greeting. And the next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to add some embellishments to the background, again, just to jazz it up and have a little bit more fun with it. I'm going to go in with some Nuvo crystal drops. I have bubblegum pink, dandelion yellow, and I have buttermilk colors. I felt like these ones matched really well with my background, and I just wanted to add some fun and interest to the background. Just, make it like a nice party going on. Everybody's excited for fall. And this buttermilk color really matched well with those oranges. And then finally going to go in with that dandelion yellow to round out the rest of this card. And then I almost forgot to add in my black glaze pen to their eyes. It's one of my favorite things to do with little images like this. So I'm going to go in and add that, and that will finish up this card for today. I really hope you enjoyed this fun fall card featuring some really cute images from Lawn Fawn and some fun ink blending. If you did, please consider hitting the like button. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying all of the content that I bring to you. And if you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, you'll always be notified every time I upload a video. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!
On screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos at my YouTube channel.